Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good morning. Thank you, Michael, for the intro as always, and welcome to Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk, Season 4, Episode 23. Coming up today, the Pistons are officially playoff bound, set to face the New York Knicks in the first round. The Tigers continue to put up dubs, winners of 4 straight series. The Red Wings are officially eliminated from Stanley Cup playoff contention, and we preview the SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament. I'm Anthony Schulte, and joining me as always is my man, Ryan Donnelly.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Augusta National, also known as 101.1 The Beat. Today's temperatures are
Very warm. Quite
outside.
mild, if you will.
Yes. Today is going to be a low of 42 degrees and a high of 64 degrees. Please dress appropriately for the 99th annual edition of Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk.
And right next to me, Mr. Michael Rosenkranz.
One single putt for history. The long journey is over. Rory has his masterpiece. Good to be back after a weekend in Akron, Ohio, calling baseball.
Home of the king, the chosen one, Pookie Bear.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Many different references were made at one point or another to LeBron James.
The king.
The king.
The GOAT.
Just a kid from Akron.
My Schnipples.
Just a kid from Akron, yes.
My Pookie Bear.
There's
Pookie
all
Bear.
sorts of nicknames we can use today.
Yes, there are.
So, for the 99th edition of Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk, let's jump into it.
Let's have a good one. Our 3 stars today. I wasn't doing that the entire episode. I got a little bit of energy this morning. A little pep in my step, if you will.
Little ode to the Masters. What a tournament.
I didn't watch. I had to write a 6-page essay reading newspapers from 1830.
Ouch.
I'm feeling great.
I'm burnt out. Yesterday I had to do a 11-page, 2,000-word literary source guide that I turned in at 11:59 on the dot. So I'm very happy. I'm burnt out already. It's Monday.
I will have to say, before we
Dr.
start
Seuss.
our 3 stars, let's wish a happy WrestleMania week to all who celebrate. Yes. The greatest weekend in professional wrestling, the greatest week in professional wrestling, is finally underway, and I cannot be more excited to see a New Day versus War Raiders segment tonight on Monday Night Raw.
I cannot wait for AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. This is going
Logan's
to be
Paul.
the match that I'm looking forward to. The 3 matches I'm looking forward to, because I bet we're probably going to preview this.
Well, you read my mind, because Wednesday there is a WrestleMania preview.
Right. For a little preview, my 3 matches I'm looking forward to: AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, the New Day versus the War Raiders, and Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
I can't believe people are saying that El Grande Americano is Chad Gable.
It is Chad
It
Gable.
is it's preposterous. It's not Chad Gable. Chad Gable was sick. He had a medical note. He could not compete. How could he be El Grande Americano, a well-traveled veteran of the sport, if he was sick and medically unable to compete? It is not Chad Gable.
Don't click off this video.
I am wearing my Detroit Pistons ex Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt.
That is sick.
I am wearing my WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
I don't remember what WrestleMania it was.
What?
This is, I believe, what's 20? This would be 17?
It's 17. It's 17.
17. WrestleMania 17. The Rock versus Stone Cold.
WrestleMania.
I found it at a Marshall's, and he
Yes, you
was
did.
there when I bought it.
I was very upset when he found it off the rack before me.
All right, let's get
wanted
into
that
3
shit.
stars.
All right, 3 stars. We've burnt enough time here. Ryan, how about you get us going with your 3 stars?
Okay. My 3rd star, I dropped Marco Casper because the Red Wings are a bunch of feeble, expletive.
Yeah, stay tuned for the funeral of the Dead Wings.
Yes. Pete Crow Armstrong is my 3rd star. He had 2 home runs, 2 ribbies yesterday against the LA Dodgers. They won against the LA Dodgers. Very shocking. My 2nd star, I'm going to go with Malik Beasley. 23 points.
Pistons mentioned.
23 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. He hit 7 threes yesterday. Unfortunately, the NBA still hates the Detroit Pistons.
Yes, they do.
And they hate the fact that we made the playoffs. So because they want the Pistons not on the record books, Adam Silver said, Anthony Edwards, I'm going to revoke your suspension. And Anthony Edwards took 18 threes yesterday and beat Malik Beasley.
What an inefficient shot chucker.
The NBA hates the Pistons, and they are going to find a way to screw us out yet again in the first round against the Knicks. We'll talk about that later in the show.
We will.
But good stuff from Malik Beasley yesterday.
Yes.
My first star, I'm going with Rory McIlroy.
McIlroy. I even know that, and I don't watch golf.
I call him McIlroy because that's how his name is pronounced.
You know what I want?
What?
McDonald's. McChicken sounds divine.
I had McDonald's on Saturday.
I went to a McDonald's in Akron.
Oh, a Le McDonald's?
Le McDonald's?
There was a Le McDonald's in Akron, literally within walking distance from the hotel we were staying
A
at.
Le Mick.
Le Mick.
A Le Mick. Oh, these are like two of my worlds combining into one.
Hey, you know what we should do this summer? We should go to the LeBron James Museum.
We should go to the I Promise School as a field experience project. Why didn't I pick that as one of my private schools? I
Biggest
fumbled.
fumble.
I fumbled
My man
the bag.
fumbled the bag!
Oh.
Okay, anyways, Rory McIlroy.
Oh, man.
What a finals. What a final round of the Masters yesterday. Taking a look who came in top 5. Rory McIlroy came in 11 under at a playoff and birdied. Justin Rose, he had a very nice comeback effort. I think he was 4th or 5th coming into the final round yesterday, and then he ended up tying Rory McIlroy. Unfortunately, he parred in the playoff hole. Missed a big putt to basically put all the pressure on McIlroy, and he missed. Patrick Reed originally wasn't going to be in 3rd place, but he holed a beautiful eagle. So I think, it was an eagle. He holed an eagle from like 230 yards out on 16. Automatically put him in first, or put him in contention for the green jacket. Fell short. Scotty Scheffler, he had a very poor round. And CJ Im from Tokyo, he's pretty good. Bryson DeChambeau, you are a disappointment, just like the Red Wings. He was in McIlroy's group yesterday for the final round, and he started off, I think, 11 under, and he finished 6 under in 7th place.
You know who else is number 6? The King.
The LeBron James.
Keep making connections to LeBron.
Anyways, Rory McIlroy made golf history, his first major win in 11 years, and he now joins Gene Cesar and Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger Woods for being Grand Slam champions. For those who don't know what a Grand Slam champion is.
Why'd you point at me?
For those who don't know what a Grand Slam champion is, it means you win the President's Open, the U.S. Open, the PGA Championship, and the Masters. If you win all 4 of those at some point in your career, then you win the Grand Slam.
What about the Live Championship?
That's a different company.
That's a different league.
Oh.
So Live, okay, I don't want to mansplain golf really quick, but Live is basically a company that pays every
Is it
golfer.
like the AEW of golf?
The PGA is starting to become the AEW of golf, because the PGA, if you come in last, you don't get paid. If you come in last and Live, you get paid a lot of money. So either way, if you compete and Live, you get paid, but the PGA you don't. So, anyways, those are my 3 stars.
Michael.
So my 3rd star, I'm going to give a little shout out to a little bit of a G League team. It's a team that us Michiganders and us Detroit sports fans should know quite well. And in fact, the only G League team I know, because I got destroyed in trivia last week, the Motor City Cruise.
Yes. What a day yesterday for G League fans everywhere.
And specifically, let's give a nod to Tolu Smith III and Bobby Klintman.
Bobby!
Smith had 14 points, 8 rebounds, 0 assists in 22 minutes. Bobby Klintman, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and the Pistons lost to the Bucks.
So happy that Bobby did good. I'm so happy Tolu Smith finally got his first NBA points.
Pistons finished the season 44-38, and they got the Knicks this upcoming weekend in the first round of the playoffs. My second star, let's give it to CMU baseball. They had a great weekend series against the Akron Zips. Their first game was their game where they scored the most runs. They won 11-7. Their game yesterday, or I should say Saturday, they came back from being down, 6-3, and it was a 5-run 8th inning to come from behind and win 8-6. And then yesterday was a tough one. We were up 6-2 in the 6th inning. It's been that way since the 6th. And Akron has a 5-run surge in the bottom of the 9th inning to come back and walk off CMU 7-6. So although we couldn't get the sweep, it was a really entertaining series. Brady Krasuk from Seatown, shout out you, first career home run in a Chippewa uniform. Cole Prout in Saturday's game, he was struggling, and he had to get a big old confidence booster from head coach Jake Sable. And what did he do after that? Since back-to-back doubles, and on Sunday's game, back-to-back home runs and back-to-back at-bats.
Wow.
It was outstanding to see the resurgence of Cole Prout in that series, which was awesome. Couldn't get the series, but a good series win nonetheless. Couldn't ask for anything better on my final road trip as a student broadcaster here at Central. My first star, I'm going to give it to Justin Rose. And here's why. Yes, he came in runner-up at the Masters, but listen to his interview. You want a guy that handles defeat with pure grace and pure class, although his mind is probably a whirlwind right now because this is, again, another time that Justin Rose has finished runner-up in the Masters. Him and Rory go way back. And to see him congratulate Rory and handle the interview, his post-game interview with grace and compassion after the loss, that speaks to the kind of guy that Justin Rose is. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet on the golf course. A lot of respect for him for that. Justin Rose did phenomenal on the Masters, gave Rory a run for his money, gave it everything he had. I think he'll be a Masters champion.
At some point in his
At
career,
some
yes.
point, Justin Rose is going to be a
If Justin
Masters
Rose
champion.
would have won yesterday, he would have been the oldest player in PGA Tour history to win his first ever green jacket.
Yes, he would have been. Justin Rose at 44 years of age. Those are my 3 stars.
All right, I'll quickly hit my 3 stars. My third star. We're starting off with a program favorite. Lindy Waters the third is my third star. Off 18 points and 5 rebounds, he went 6 of 16 from both the field and 3. Strictly 3-pointers on 16 shots, but the one shot that got him on this list, a hand-in-his-face turnaround corner prayer that got answered to send the Pistons to overtime. The Motor City Cruise, I should say, because that's the only players that played in the second half, to overtime to eventually lose by more points to the Bucks. But nonetheless, it's the effort that counts. Lindy Waters III is my third star. My second star is going to be Spencer Torkelson. Against Minnesota, he batted .300 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. One of those home runs being yesterday, the only run of the game, and being an absolute moonshot to the second deck, I'm pretty sure. Incredible shot right there from Mr. Torkelson. Yeah, second deck, right?
Second deck.
What?
Do you not know? Rod Allen?
Oh, okay. Jeez,
Second deck.
It's
deck.
7:35. Okay, I can't dig that deep into my brain yet. My first
Too
star
early for this, Anthony says.
I had to.
You know, people said that I was washed when it came to my stars. People said that, my time was up. But I'm here to tell you, in the great words of John Cena, my time is now. Cade Cunningham is back on my stars as my first star.
Oh, yes.
I think we know who the clear-cut winner is for this year's Card Guys Stars Gold Medal.
Yeah. Cade Cunningham in his last 3 games as this season with the Pistons, 35 points, 36 points, 36 points. The performance I'm going to highlight the most here was in a win against the New York Knickerbockers. 36 points, 8 assists, 2 rebounds. Give him a steal, give him a block on 66% field goal shooting. great stuff to end the season for Cade, and we're going to head into the playoffs with Cade Cunningham and friends. We'll talk about that later in today's program. I thought we'd start off today's program by getting the I don't want to say elephant out of the room, but let's just get the oddball out of the room, and let's start the funeral for the Detroit Dead Wings. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a 5-second moment of silence. All right, thank you. The Red Wings season is over. The Red Wings season's been over, quite frankly, but mathematically, it's over. Or, as the kids would say these days, it's Jover. Not much to say here on the Red Wings. One last segment, one last hurrah for the Red Wings on this show. I don't think we're going to talk about them again. So,
even in the finale?
Why would we? They're the disappointment
preview?
of Detroit.
Like we were like you don't.
The off-season preview. There's too much to fix. They're the Detroit disappointments.
You're not wrong about that.
All right, you guys give your thoughts on the Red Wings season real quick. We'll hit this real quick.
It's yet another year where the Red Wings do the same exact thing. Collapse in March. You're well within reach of a playoff spot, and you just collapse in March again for the third, fourth straight time, whatever it is. Bottom line is you haven't made the playoffs in 9 consecutive years. It's inexcusable. And Stevie Y just finished his 6th year at the helm of the Red Wings. Mm-hmm. This is arguably, we've said this a lot, but this is arguably probably his biggest offseason.
He's on the hot seat.
He is easily on the hot seat. You were supposed to take a leap forward from last year. You went backwards from last year because you decided to get rid of Jake Wallman, who's now on the Oilers, and you decided to get rid of David Perron, who, when you played Ottawa in the late stretch, he scored goals against you. And it's like, of course. So, not that it's of any importance. Red Wings got the Stars tonight at Little Caesars' arena.
What a waste of resources for that arena.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are going to show up to that one, to be honest with you. Not at least the big a crowd that it has been when the Red Wings were trying to make their phony little comeback.
Is this the last home game of the season?
Yes.
Fan
last home game of the season.
Fan appreciation. They should be
night.
giving out player-worn jerseys to everybody.
Exactly. For everything that Red Wings fans have had to endure. Off-season on the clock. Got to do stuff. I don't know if Kane's going to stay.
Probably not.
Probably not. And at this point, I don't blame him. He deserves better than what we're offering him. And if he
Especially
wants
in the
to walk,
twilight of his career.
Exactly. If he wants to walk away, I respect it. I respect it as a Red Wings fan. You have got to make the moves necessary to get better. And the fact that Steve Yzerman continues to try and make this into a straw man argument, we're not ready to go all in. Just get better. That's all we're asking. We're not asking you to go
Just
all
make
in.
the playoffs.
Just make the playoffs. Your expectations was a wild card. You can make the wild card, but you have to make moves to make your team better. Ryan,
real quick.
Yeah, obviously the season we didn't expect to happen. Obviously, 9th straight season, longest in franchise history that we have not made the playoffs. It's disappointing, very disappointing, because we're not going to be doing an off-season preview. This is what I want to see in the off-season. Mitch Marner is going to be a free agent this season. Go all in on Mitch Marner. I want to see Mitch Marner in a wing wheel. We need another goal scorer to pair with either Casper, DeBrincat, or Larkin. I want to see us bring Palinka to the. I want to see Nygaard and Palinka. Their seasons in what was it? The Netherlands,
Sweden.
In Sweden.
I will tell you before I let you continue. Pelika and Brandstad Nygaard are confirmed in North America to help the Griffins on their playoff.
They're going to help them in the playoffs, and I want to go to one of those games to see them both.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see them. I want to see them in a wing wheel sweater next year. I want to see them at some point, whether they start in GR or not. I want to see them in this Red Wings lineup. But you need another goal scorer. It's that's kind of. Larkin has not had the best season of his career. I think we should move him to the second or third line, and I feel like a perfect first line next year would be, in my eyes, Mitch Marner, Marco Kasper, and Alex DeBrincat. I want to see those three in that first line, and then they move Dylan Larkin to the second line. You need defensive depth. Obviously, you'll get Pellikka and Nygaard at some point next year if they don't come back to Sweden. This offseason is the most important for Stevie Y. Obviously, he's going into year 7 next year, and we've had no progress. It's
no success.
We keep going backwards, and if nothing happens next year, then he should be out of here. But this is a very important offseason. I want to see Mitch Marner in a wing wheel sweater. I want to see Nygaard and Pellikka at some point on the defensive line. You got to do something this offseason. Spend money.
Yeah. All right, so that's the Red Wings that they play tonight against the Stars at 7. Don't waste your time. Enjoy the night. The days are getting longer.
Waste your time. We're a mediocre hockey team.
It's bright out at 7.
The Red Wings, you could watch.
It's 64 degrees. Go take a walk the dog, go to your local park, give $1 to a homeless dude.
Every day this week's going to be nice, so if you want to watch the Red Wings, you can. We're not forcing you not to.
Why are you forcing them to? Anyways, we're going to move on from this team. That was the Detroit Red Wings funeral. Let's talk about a winning team, the Detroit Baseball Tigers. Yes. Mm-hmm. We'll hit them real quickly before we go to break. They've won 4 straight series. Very impressive start. They lead the AL Central. By the way, most years when a team leads their division in both division play and overall record after 15 games, it's a sure sign that they're going to the playoffs. Tigers have been hot. Riley Green has not.
No.
But I saw something this morning that was kind of comical. They said that Riley Green's going to get sent down to AAA.
What?
They're comparing this season for Riley Green to Spencer Torkelson of last season.
No.
And you know what I say to that? At least Riley Green has a home run or two. And at least we can trust him to fix it. Look, the last 3 years he's gone in slumps. It's just what Riley Green is prone to. I would not be surprised, especially against the Brewers, if he can get something going. But the fact that I saw Riley Green being compared to Torkelson of last season, give me a break. But speaking of Torkelson, as I mentioned in my stars, he's been fantastic. Casey Mize had a little bit of a rough start yesterday. Tigers kind of had a little bit of a speed bump, but it's baseball. You're not going to win every game you play. The Twinkies got a little hot, and the bats just weren't there yesterday other than Torkelson's hot rod. So can't be mad at the starts of the season, to be quite honest with you.
Not at all.
Can't really be mad.
Absolutely not. I think the way that we started this year, I'd prefer than starting 6-0, honestly. Obviously, let's talk about the good and the bad. Let's start with the good. Spencer Torkelson, like you mentioned, he had 2 home runs in this series. His discipline, again, like I've said all year, has looked fantastic. Another good, I think, was Jackson Jobe on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, Jackson Jobe, incredible.
Sure, he might have had 2 strikeouts. His command looked way better.
And he has the stuff. He has the stuff and the special talent you can't teach. Once he learns that command and he just gets more experience on an MLB hill,
he's going
places.
He's going to be filthy.
He's going to be the Robin to Tarek Skubal and Batman.
At some point in his career, I believe so. Jackson Jobe looked great. Sure, he might have 2 strikeouts, but that's what happens when you're trying to learn from command. Let's talk about another positive. Gleyber Torres is back.
He is back.
Yes.
Gleyber Torres, well needed. Welcome back, Gleyber. He's my Tiger now. Sorry, Matt Vierling. But let's talk about the bad. And I feel like there's a couple bad. Riley Green, he in his last 25 at-bats, 1 for 24.
Yeah.
13 strikeouts. Not good. But, like you said, he's a guy who's always getting in a slump. So I trust him to get out of this slump. I don't know if it's going to be against the Brewers, but I feel like eventually he'll come back to his normal form. Another bad is Cole Keith. On Saturday when they switched him to DH, I thought, he'd be a little better, and he was. He played very well on Saturday. But yesterday he came back to normal form. I feel like he's gotten this series. They put him at DH a lot because of Torres returning, and I think that's a good thing for him. Obviously, nobody expected Gleyber to get hurt towards the beginning of the year, And Colt Keith, bless you. Colt Keith was originally...
Thank you.
You're welcome. Was shifted to first, and then he had to make the shift again to second. That kind of messed up something in his brain, and then they moved him to DH, where he doesn't have to worry about a fielding spot, and then he just played normally. Yeah. So I'm not worried about Colt Keith at all. Another bad was Casey Mize yesterday. Yeah. A guy who went from a .77 ERA now to like at least a 3 ERA. It's not great. I was hoping he would keep a sub-1 ERA, but we only hope and dream. But yeah, I mean, great series against the Twins. Obviously, yesterday was unfortunate, but
not going to win more.
Yeah, you're not going to win more. I want to see more time. I want to see us sweep more, but that's just a hope and a prayer.
If you can win every single series in a season, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. We got the Brewers this week. We also have the Royals this week. The Brewers, we'll preview the Royals on Wednesday. Brewers is going to be a very tough series. The Brewers has some nice pieces. They're going against our ace today. We're going against their ace today in Tyler Alexander. So
the ex-Tiger.
Yeah, I was going to say ex-Tiger bullpenner.
Ex-Tiger. They have some great players. William Contreras, Christian Yelich, Jackson Chourio, 20 years old.
He's on what, like a 15 or 16 game hit streak or something?
Yeah,
like
Sal
Sal
Frelick. He's been very good. They have some great players. And then Jared, what's that?
Hoskins.
Rhys Hoskins. That's another player that's on there. And then Jared Koenig, who has been a very surprising reliever for the Brewers this year. So don't take the Brewers lightly. They have a great pitching staff, and their hitting core is very good.
They're struggling a little bit this year.
Yeah, but they've started the year to playing really good teams. I think the Brewers are going to be up there with the Reds to win the NL Central. But the Brewers are a very good team. Don't take them lightly. Tyler Alexander is on the mound for them. He's had a sub-3 ERA. Schooble's on the mound for us, so that kind of helps us out a little bit. I just don't want to see... Oh, another negative is Thomas Nido. He is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't like him. That's another negative I forgot to mention.
When Tomas Nido entered the starting lineup yesterday, I was just like, wait, why are we starting Tomas Nido? I mean,
Dingler started yesterday.
I get Dylan Dingler giving him rest and giving him the day off, but Tomas Nido is not good. The fact... Where'd you see the nugget about Riley Green being demoted?
My former employer.
Woodward Sports?
No.
Really?
The Detroit Free Press.
Really?
Really?
Pull it up right
that
now.
Came from the Free Press?
I thought that was Woodward.
Wait. Now, first of all...
Last season, Riley Green was a Tigers All-Star, and Spencer Torkelson was cold, and eventually spent time in AAA. The script has flipped.
Folks, sports media outside of us is terrible.
First of all, baseball is a hard sport.
Yeah, hitting a baseball is the toughest thing
One
to
of
do.
the hardest things to do in sports is hit a baseball. Slumps are going to happen. Now, has Riley Green been bad in the last few games? Yeah, he's been bad. 1 of 24 is 1 for 24 in the last 25 at bats has not been good. But the fact that the Free Press is literally writing a piece on this, it just sounds like to me, oh, you know what? Let's just send Riley Green down to AAA so we can reinstate everybody's favorite utility man, more Javi.
Hey, Javi's
been decent.
He's been good.
He's made me eat my words.
I can't believe those words are coming out of your guys' mouth.
I can't believe it either.
He's been okay.
He hasn't been homers, but he's been productive.
If anything, I would think that they're going to send Colt Keith down because his confidence is down.
I want to see that.
And the worst part of it is, if you send Riley Green down, we already don't have an outfield.
Yeah,
Margot's hurt. Marker Meadows is still hurt. Wenzel's still hurt. Margot's hurt. Vierling's still hurt. We don't have anybody. We have nothing in the outfield. So the fact that the piece has been written that Riley Green is thinking about being sent down, no. I don't think he's going to be sent down. No. Nor why should he be. This to me is just like, hey, try and reestablish that confidence with your hitting coach or something.
New series,
new team. Brewers are good. You got to go on the road, which is tough to win on the road, but you're 9-6 through your first 15. You have a winning record. Let's go into Milwaukee and, put up a good fight against the Brewers.
Yep, and we play tonight 7:40. So why would you watch the Red Wings when you can watch the Detroit Baseball Tigers?
You can watch the Red Wings.
What is wrong?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Anyways.
You can watch the Red Wings over the Tigers. I mean, the Red Wings have 3 games left, and we have about 150-something.
I think Ryan's in pure spite mode this morning.
I
with the
think
Red
so.
Wings, and I don't blame
I'm rage
him.
baiting this morning.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, coming up after this break, we have a little bit of the association to talk about. The Detroit Pistons are heading to the playoffs, and the SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament is officially here. You're watching Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. We'll be back right after this. Sports cards, signed jerseys, signed helmets, and more. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles is your one-stop shop for all things the hobby. Make sure to check them out down Mission Street in Mount Pleasant, right past Meyer. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Join Michael Rosenkranz,
Sports take precedence over academics.
I agree, but
Ryan Donnelly,
Corbin Burns, who is their big-ticket J13 item. Scooble is with us. Scooble's our big-ticket
did
J1.
you just call Tarek Scooble James? And Anthony Schulte.
I have an issue.
You have.
There is no break. It's a constant grind. It's an unbreakable cycle.
Yeah, it's...
As they navigate through the Detroit sports landscape. Live Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. on 101.1 The Beat in Mount Pleasant and at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Welcome back, Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Ryan Donnelly, Michael Rosenkranz, and Anthony Schulte here with you on this fine Monday, the start of another work week. And we got some news last night about the Detroit basketball Pistons. Their first-round matchup is officially set. The New York Knickerbockers will be hosting the Detroit Pistons Saturday at 6 o'clock. So inconveniently right during WrestleMania. So it's going to be a busy night in the good old dormitory. Yes?
I call softball that weekend.
Okay.
I have a doubleheader on Saturday.
Okay.
If games get done accordingly, can I go over to Cobb 307
Potentially.
and watch the playoff game of the Pistons?
Oh, yeah.
Because I do not want to miss this series.
No, it's going to be a good series. Knicks, Pistons won 3-1 in the season against New York. Cade averaged 30, almost 31 and 8 against the Knicks this season as well on like 56% field goal shooting. If the Pistons were to pick one team to play based on regular season play, it's the Knicks.
Yep.
The Pistons have had the Knicks number. The Knicks are the most beatable team, I'd say, in the non-play-in tournament teams. The Pacers have had your number. The Bucks have had your number. You avoided them. Granted, if we would have played one of them, we would have been the 1 o'clock game. Great. But
Stand and deliver.
stand and deliver. Yes, great. I cannot wait. Now I have to get to the ExpressVPN free trial, so Tuesday night I can enjoy NXT Go Home Show.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. What? Oh, jeez. Anyways, the Pistons, it's going to be a fun series. We're going to have more of a playoff preview on Wednesday, but what did you guys see from this season? This is a historic season, folks. 30-win improvement from 14-68 to 44-38. Just incredible. If you were to tell me 44 wins, avoid the play-in, and Cade Cunningham is a first-team All-NBA player, Malik Beasley's fighting for Sixth Man of the Year and the three-point crown, and everybody's developed at lightning speed, I would have told you you're crazy, but here we are. 30-win improvement from down in the dumps last season, talking about the funeral of the Detroit Pistons a year ago, to now talking about the funeral of the Red Wings and the resurgence and the rise of the Detroit Pistons. It's quite crazy to me, but the Pistons are officially back, and they could be playoff mainstays for the next decade or so.
Yeah, the NBA doesn't want that, but we want it.
Yes, we do.
30-win improvement is obviously incredible. I can't believe that in the span of 365 days, the Lions, the Tigers, and the Pistons all are hosting playoff games in Detroit. What a resurgence for Detroit sports, by the way. Obviously, the end of the regular season didn't end how you wanted to, but I think their main target was to tank for that 6th seed so we could play the Knicks.
I mean, we already clinched the 6th seed when we were going for the 5th seed on Friday, and then we lost that game. So
Which
then we
locked us into the 6th seed.
That locked us
right
into the
then
6th
and
seed,
there.
and we're like, you know what? Let's have the Motor City Cruise come up and have a little play date with the big leagues.
Never mind. I don't know ball.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fair assumption.
Yeah, but I'd like to think that they tanked for that 6th seed so they could play the Knicks. Obviously, they lost 4 out of their last 5, and the only team that they did beat was the Knicks. So I think this team could go toe-to-toe with the Knicks in the playoffs, but we'll talk about that on Wednesday. I mean, not really I could analyze here in the past week, other than we've lost a lot of games and we beat the Knicks. Cade has played great. Tobias, he's back. He's played very well. He played yesterday. He put up some productive numbers. Beasley obviously was pretty close to that 3-point crown. Fortunately, he didn't get it because the ant is a B word. Sorry, Mom. Just obviously you had some fight in all these games. Every single one of these games you had fight, which is going to scare the Knicks a little bit. But, I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of everybody. Cade Cunningham is should be at least an All-NBA second team.
I could see him being on the first. I mean, a lot of voters have already said that they have him on his first team.
I would love to see that. If that happens, then I will do a backflip live on air.
Boy.
Malik Beasley, I think he should be 6th man of the year, and I think Stewart should be all defensive team. That's 1 or 2.
Yeah.
The development, like you said, skyrocketed. I think the production from Jaden Ivey at the beginning of the year was spectacular. Stu making his role from a paint monster moving him from a 3-point shooting big man coming off the bench to a paint monster big man, like the way
Defensive
physical stopper blocking.
Ben Wallace type player.
Yeah.
Undersized, good defense in the interior, can play both inside, and when you need him to shoot a 3, this is not Ben Wallace-esque, but it's just Isaiah Stewart. When you need him to shoot a 3, he could pop a 3 and most likely drop it. I think he was like 35 or 36% from 3 this season. So he was still, while the attempts went down, he was still hitting them at a rather efficient pace.
Yeah, so Stewart, he's been playing everyone's development has been great. Ron is the greatest energy guy in the NBA. This team is very, very fun. I just hope the NBA gives the Pistons respect because I still don't think, even though we made the playoffs, I still don't think the NBA respects them.
You got to make some noise in the playoffs. That's the thing. And
You do.
Cade Cunningham, he has a chance right here going into the playoffs to make a big statement. He's getting the respect from the national media. He just got interviewed by Shams Charania on ESPN. Mm-hmm. He's been getting the push by NBA social media. He's been getting, the national media. He's on the NBA commercials now. Like, Cade Cunningham is there. Now he just needs to cement himself in the playoffs. And that comes with maybe not a playoff series win, but a couple wins in the playoffs. Maybe a road win at MSG. Maybe a home win. You got to win. You have to win at least 1 or 2 games in the series. You can't get swept again. You haven't won a playoff game since 2008. I was 4 years old. I was still in pull-ups when we were doing, I think. I don't know. What age do you got out of pull-ups?
That's
I was potty trained when I was 3, so
okay, I was probably out of pull-ups at that point. I don't know where that just went.
where did this go?
Talking about potty training. We are losing it, folks. It's about to be 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning.
It is 8, right on the money. But, hey, Michael, just take us home
We're
on the
losing
Pistons.
it,
Good God.
Okay,
Just take us
we'll
home on the
take us
Pistons
home
real
on the
quick.
Pistons. This has been an incredible season.
Yeah.
You go from 14 wins and you more than triple your win total to 44. Incredible. This shows you the importance of bringing in the right pieces. J.B. Bickerstaff, a well-respected coach in the NBA, playoff caliber coach. He knows what it takes to win. And when you pair him with Trajan Langdon, and when you have Anthony and Ryan, you guys mentioned this, when you have basketball minds who know how to work together, your organization is going to go far.
You give a player like Cade Cunningham spacing.
Yes.
And staggering.
Yeah.
Imagine what spacing and staggering will do to your best player, for your best player on the team. because last year, when you were given Troy Weaver,
Mr.
and Tavares Montgomery Williams,
He just won an award.
you were
yesterday,
down
by the
to
way.
what?
I want to. Sorry to cut you.
What was
What
the award for?
would he have won?
What could he have won?
Oh gosh, what was it? He won some award.
Now,
Was it on an NBA
Now, who
meme
are we
page?
referring to? Monty Williams or Troy Weaver?
Monty Williams.
Well, Troy Weaver just destroyed the Wizards even more than they already were.
I think I saw it on Notre Dame.
The 2025 Coach Wooden Keys to Life Award winner, Monty Williams. Leadership,
Keys
character.
to life. He was the key to what I mean. I'm not going to say that on the air. No.
Anthony wanted to go down a rabbit hole. He wanted to go down a rabbit hole, but we got to keep this PG, folks. But playoffs are going to be exciting.
Yes, they are.
You have to work hard in the playoffs to win games.
It's a different game.
Understand, even though you won the season series 3-1 against the Knicks, you are big underdogs in this series. You do not have any playoff experience. The Knicks do. That's what scares me. The Knicks are way more experienced when it comes to the playoffs.
Well, the Pistons aren't just coming in there blindfolded.
No.
They did have the in-season tournament where they did go deep and they did play meaningful playoff-esque games.
And that was good to see.
It was good for them going into
this. You
this.
wanted to see that progress develop, and now that playoffs are here, you got to take that and what you've done all season and go full guns blazing.
It's a different game.
It is a different game.
It's a completely different ball game.
That final game against the Knicks, that was a playoff game right
It felt
there.
like one.
That was a playoff game right there. Now, legit for real, Saturday, 6 p.m., you play the Knicks at MSG, one of the toughest venues
Prime time.
to win at, in prime time.
MSG is the hardest place to play.
I'll say this. I saw this, I think this was from Woodward Sports, but I just love the ring. I just love the ring of it. No. I think you're going to like the ring of this.
Okay.
The Pistons want New York. New York doesn't want the Pistons.
I agree with that.
Yeah. No, because
And I'll just leave it at that.
the Pistons have a chance to pull off an upset. But we'll talk more about that series Wednesday. We'll talk more about the playoffs Wednesday, as the playoffs are going to be basically set by that time. All right, let's move on to the NBA SoFi Play-In Tournament, also known as the DeMar DeRozan Invitational. And you know how you can enjoy a good play-in game on a Tuesday or Wednesday?
What would that be?
With an ice-cold Leinen
Oh.
Kugel.
Shep, take it away.
Nothing sexier than a girl drinking a line of food.
Thanks, Shep. Appreciate it. All right, the DeMar DeRozan Invitational, also known as the NBA Play-In Tournament, is ready to go. And Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday are the days of play. Tomorrow, Game 1, 7:30 on Tint. It will be the Hawks and the Magic. And also on Tint, it'll be Game 2 at 10 o'clock between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors. That is TNT for people that don't know what Tint is. Wednesday will be ESPN's Day of Fun, where they have the Heat versus Bulls, two mainstays in this dog water tournament, because it's just the opportunity of the mediocre invitational. And then you have at 10 o'clock Mavericks and Kings, the downfall of Dallas versus whatever the heck's going on in Sacramento.
They're a mess.
This entire tournament's a mess. Look at all these teams. The Hawks, they've been mid since 2012. The Magic, what happened to them this season? Who knows? The Grizzlies and Warriors don't deserve to be here. They deserve to be in the playoffs, but that's what happens when you fire your coach. And the Warriors just got unlucky, and they had a really tough loss yesterday against the Clippers. And then you go to the Wednesday games. The Miami Heat have been mid since LeBron left. The Bulls, when have they been relevant since MJ left? I'll give them D-Rose Bulls. My bad.
Somehow the Bulls are still winning without Zach LaVine.
I mean, it doesn't.
Which, I mean, good for
surprise
them.
me.
But
you know who's still here? Zach LaVine, because he's with DeMar DeRozan, two mainstays in this tournament, on the Kings as they play the carcass of the Dallas Mavericks. Because there's nothing left there in Dallas other than a hobbled Anthony Davis and friends.
Yeah.
So this tournament's going to be a mess. But you know what? I think this tournament is such a mess of mid that it might be good. Because you got the two outliers in the Grizzlies and the Warriors. They're getting one of those two are getting the 7 and the 8 seed. That's just what's happening.
That's going to be very fun.
But the rest of the games here are just so mediocre, and the teams are all a mess if you think about it. It might be like a reality TV show in the 2000s on VH1. This might be a mess of epic proportions, and you know what? I'm here for it. Because who knows what's going to happen? You can have the Hawks making it as the 8th seed to get absolutely molly-whopped against Cleveland.
Oh, God. Yeah, they could
I don't even wanna think
destroy.
about that. Yeah.
This is a mess. The only game that I'm looking forward to is Grizzlies Warriors.
Yeah, me
Shout
too.
out my dad, big Warriors fan. I don't really know what to say. I like the Kings. I really do. I love the Kings, actually. I loved them a couple years ago when they were the 3rd seed. Their poetic offense. I'm gonna probably be a basketball coach in the future. And I when I look back at a good offense, I look back at the 2023 Sacramento Kings with Kevin Huerter, De'Aaron Fox, Domas, Keegan Murray in his rookie year. That
Malik
offense,
Monk. You can't forget about Malik Monk.
Malik Monk, Trey Lyles, forgot to mention that. Pistons
Yes.
legend.
Pistons legend, Trey Lyles.
That offense was fun. Just passing the ball. Smooth passes. And they made the playoffs for the first time that year since like 2006. And then all of a sudden they just fell off a cliff. Firing Mike Brown, I think, was stupid. You could disagree with me on that? Or
No, I agree.
That
You do?
was dumb. That was dumb.
Firing Mike Brown was stupid. Doug Christie does not
You know who
how-
caused that?
The
The
Detroit
Detroit basketball
Actually,
Pistons.
Jaden
Yes,
Ivey
they
did.
did.
Jaden Ivey did.
It was a lucky shot, and somehow one lucky shot got Mike Brown out of Sacramento. Did you watch Big Night Out?
Still have to.
We got to still
have
watch
to.
that.
Yeah, we do.
Sidetrack. They're going against the Mavericks. I don't think they'll have a problem taking care of the Mavericks. The Mavericks are going to lose by like 30.
The Mavericks at this point and their fan base are just like the Red Wings. Put us out of our misery.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say that because they made the finals last year.
That's true.
But if you're looking at this season, yes, I agree with this season specifically.
Yeah, taking a look at my predictions for the Western Conference play-in, I'm going to take Grizzlies and Warriors is going to be tough. I'll come back to them. I'm going to take the Kings to move on to the 8th seed play-in game. And then I'm going to take the Warriors to beat the Grizzlies because I think the Warriors have experience.
And then the Grizzlies to beat the Kings.
Grizzlies, Kings. That's going to be very tight, but I'm going to say Grizzlies are going to take the 8th seed. Can't believe that because
you're dropping a bomb.
What?
Ja Morant's new celebration.
The grenade. Anyways, taking a look at the East, I can't believe the Grizzlies are going to be an 8th seed, man. They were in the 3rd seed a couple weeks ago.
They were in the 3rd seed like a couple days ago, I think.
The
Warriors were literally the 5th seed yesterday.
Mm-hmm. The West is just.
What?
Anyways,
yeah.
Hawks, Magic. I'm going to take the Magic. I know Trae Young and Friend. And Friend is
the wet lollipop.
Yes,
Trae Young.
I don't like Trae Young, but I love this Magic team. Injuries kind of derailed their season. They were going to probably be a top 5 seed this year, and then Paolo was hurt, and then Cole Anthony got hurt, and then Jalen Suggs got hurt, and then Franz Wagner got hurt. So all these guys got hurt. Most of them now are back. So I feel like a very healthy Magic squad.
Yeah, they had a good end of the season.
Yeah, they did. I think, and one of my favorite coaches in the NBA, Jamal Mosley, he knows how to play in the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Magic to win, and that's the 7-8 game, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Magic will play the Celtics, and then the Hawks would lose, and then Heat versus Bulls. Oh man, I feel like this is a game every play-in tournament.
Yeah. No, these are two mainstays in the plan.
I'm gonna take the Heat.
I'm gonna take the Bulls.
No, why?
Yeah.
Bulls have been on a hot streak.
The
dude.
Bulls
They
have been
just keep
hot.
finding ways to win.
Bulls are. I mean, Josh Giddey's been playing out of his mind. Kobe White's been great. I mean, they've been good. to end the last couple of weeks here, and the Heat kind of suck.
I can see a case for the Bulls.
The Heat just got gamed by some dude named Bub Carrington. Hit a circus shot to beat them in the final game of the season. What a disaster. Miami's so gross. Miami, I don't like Miami at all. Their arena's dark. Their arena sucks. Their team is mediocre. They're never doing anything. Jimmy Butler was annoying to end his time there. Anyways.
Taking a look at the last 5 games, the Heat beat the Sixers. They lost to the Bulls. They BTA'd the Pelicans by 49. I mean, it's the Pelicans. And then they lost to the Wizards by bubble.
So they beat the Hawks. No, they beat the Pelicans and who?
They beat the Pelicans and the
Sixers. So 2 terrible teams. They lost to the Bulls, who they're about to play, and then they lost to the 18-win Wizards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me the Chicago Bulls.
Give me the Bulls.
Yeah.
Michael?
And then...
Oh, wait, are you not done yet?
Yeah, I'll be done in 10 seconds. Then Hawks versus Bulls. I'm going to take the Hawks to play the Cavs, and they're going to get pollywopped by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Michael?
Yeah, this play-in tournament should be interesting. I've always been kind of a sucker for the Warriors. I mean, I think they're gonna take the win over Memphis pretty easily. Kings are gonna take down the Mavericks because there's nothing left in Dallas this season.
Except Anthony Davis and a bum knee Kyrie Irving.
Exactly, and everyone looking to fire and get rid of Nico Harrison.
Yeah, which they should do.
Which they should do this offseason. Nico Harrison should be gone and launched out of a cannon this offseason. Who else? Hawks and Magic. I'm going to take the Magic because, I mean, Ryan, you mentioned it. Their coach, Jamal Mosley. I mean, is it Jamal Mosley?
Yes.
Yeah, Jamal Mosley. He's got experience in the playoffs. Hawks have been mid. I mean, Trae Young can just do a solo performance and try and carry this team, but I think the Magic just have way more pieces and trying to keep their guys healthy. I mean, again, they're riddled with injuries, so it's going to be tough. It might be a tough game, and if Trae Young can have a big performance, you could see a upset, if you want to call it an upset, with the Hawks taking the win over the Magic. This play-in tournament should be interesting, and it's going to shape the scene for this upcoming playoff. And this, I always love NBA playoffs because although I don't watch a whole bunch of the NBA during the regular season, I will always watch the playoffs of the NBA. I will always watch the playoffs. It's one of my favorite times of the season is to watch NBA playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be good series coming up, and I'm hoping, hey, circling back to the Pistons, I hope we can make a deep run. Yeah. I'm hoping we can make a deep run.
It's possible to get out of the first round. I think it's possible.
It's very possible.
Tough, but it's possible.
It is possible, and I want to pose this as a question before we hop off of here. When the offseason eventually comes around, what do you think the Pistons can do to take a step forward?
Keep what they have. You don't need to go make a big swing because you bring in Devin Booker, it takes away from Cade Cunningham, and you got to give up too much. Anything to make maybe Zion, if you want, for cheap, if he's cheap and you could bring him in for maybe a couple picks, maybe one young guy. Bringing Zion, he kind of fits the mold of the team a little bit more. But, I mean, what you got right now is you have a 6 seed that earlier in the season probably should have won 5 or 6 more games, and then you're a 50-win team. Cade Cunningham, 1 more year. You have everybody developing 1 more year, building more chemistry. This team is built off of playing as a team and playing with each other. No need to ruin that by gutting 3 of your young guys, all of your pick capital, for some dude that doesn't know how to win with Kevin Durant. So I don't think, as cool as it would be to have Devin Booker, I don't think it'll be. I don't think we really need to do anything that drastic.
Nah.
I don't think you need to do anything at all.
Yeah.
Resign players. That's all that you could really do.
Beasley, Schroeder. I think Schroeder's here on another year.
Yeah.
I think so.
Resign Beasley. You keep Schroeder. I mean, you don't really need to make like you said it perfectly. You don't need to make a big splash. This team, if you keep it together for the long run, it's going to do things. And it's going to keep improving and improving and improving. Maybe, just maybe get Tyus Jones.
That's if we lose. That's if we don't bring back Schroeder.
If we don't bring back Schroeder, I'd get another backup point guard, and I'd really want Tyus Jones. He was one of my guys I wanted last year, along with Malik Beasley, and obviously he's not happy in Phoenix, so I think he's gonna walk, and I feel like I want him in Detroit. Other than that, you don't really do anything with this team. This team is perfectly built already. This team's a 6 seed. And you already have the young pieces to do stuff for the future. So I wouldn't imagine, obviously, don't go after a Devin Booker. I'm against the fact of a Zion Williamson type player because I have no idea where we would put Zion Williamson with this lineup. So
you put him at the 4, put Tobias at the 3.
Yeah, but I don't want to start coming off the bench.
Then you bring. I mean, you figure it out. I was just saying that if you want a big splash, you go for a forward because you need forward depth. Because when Tobias or Sarr goes down, then all of a sudden you're scrambling, and Simone Fontecchio is playing 28 minutes. But I agree with you. There's not much to do.
I don't really know. Obviously, this season's been great. I think this team should stay as it is. I feel like Detroit's going to be a hot destination for NBA players, and I think if there's one player that I do want, depending on what Schroeder does in the offseason, I want Tyus Jones. That's like the only player I want to see on this team.
All right. Well, that is a little extra Pistons, if you will. And the play-in tournament, that starts tomorrow night on Tint or TNT.
And on Wednesday on ESPN.
Yes, on ESPN. All right, well, that's all we have for today's show. Thank you for tuning in to Card Guys, Season 4, Episode 23, the LeBron episode on 101.1 The Beat and YouTube. Tune in Wednesday as we have a stacked show previewing the NBA playoffs and WrestleMania.
And it's our 100th episode.
And it is our 100th episode. For my good buddies, Ryan Donnelly and Michael Rosenkranz, I'm Anthony Schulte saying, so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad. I'm craving seafood. I don't know why I want to say that.
If you
smell!